regarding Crusoe, he just now told me something I didn't know that after he said he was leaving, you never gave up on him.
Um, no, I didn't, because number one, he was in good academic situation. Um, you know, I had plenty of lists where there were a lot of names on lists for different reasons, but his name wasn't on any of those lists. And I just felt all along that um, I knew he was getting heavy advice to leave, and I'm not sure he had any other choice but to leave. And because of that, we kept the door open for him to come back. He was adamant about leaving. From the moment I got here, he was leaving. But I knew that he was getting strong advice from some outside source somewhere, and I wasn't sure if it was really him wanting to leave or that he just had no choice to leave. And, but I'll say this, there's several of those other guys we did the same thing with too. They all had an opportunity to stay. Fortunately, he was one that was still here and still in school, because so many of them had left and weren't even in school when I got here, and his academics were in order. But yeah, it was a long process of talking to his mom, and he looked at some different schools and he explored his options, and then he came back and started at the very bottom on the scout team, and then he worked his way to the special teams. By the end of the year, he had a chance to carry it a little bit, and he's done nothing but keep his mouth shut and just work.
Not just as a running back, but just as a football player, as you say, he's been on special teams. Would you say he's one of your best?
He's a very explosive player. The moment you watch him on kickoff coverage, he is. We talk so much around here about A to B. He just does it naturally, where he finishes and goes at full speed. Everything he does, it's just very easy for him to do that. Every step on this practice field is full speed, and he truly loves to play football. So we'll see. He's positioned himself to have a really good senior year. There's a lot of things between now and the fall. So hopefully he gets rewarded for what he's done.
3 more games on national TV.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I think 4 home games that are on national TV. You look at Fresno, San Diego State, Boise, and Arizona State, right? That's 4 games in a stadium that are worthy of somebody looking at and saying those are nationally televised games. And, that's a great opportunity for people to really come out and show what this place can be. And even more importantly, it's a tremendous opportunity and a tremendous responsibility for us. Paul texted me with the word today that we had 3 more games, and I said, well, on television, it has been and it continues to be on us to prove we're worthy to be on national television. But yeah, that's great. To be 5 nationally televised games, and I think it proves we have a pretty good schedule, is what it really proves.
How was practice today?
Really good. You were here, saw the tail end. The enthusiasm continues to be far more than we've had. It's past the point now. I've talked so much about also player driven, and it's important to them. I've said that before, and the enthusiasm's higher than it's ever been. And they've sustained that. It hasn't been like a one day we're excited or one scrimmage we're excited. They're out here going 22 periods today, late in spring practice. And, that's the biggest thing. I think anybody that stands out here and watches us sees it sounds like football out here. It sounds like it's supposed to sound, and that's a good start.
Coach, the offensive line and the job Coach Huntsmeyer is doing, can you speak to that?
Yeah, he's got a big challenge, honestly, right now. I think, quite honestly, we went into last season probably feeling better about it than we maybe should have, and I think we paid the price against UTSA in the first game. I think as crazy as it sounds, I think we went into last season, all of us were a little bit guilty of thinking, well, we were going to be able to line up and run the football early in the year because we had done it the year before. We had all those linemen basically back except for Corey and Chambers. And we got stoned against UTSA right off the bat. And we woke up a little bit and we came back against UTEP and we did some good things. But we were up and down. And quite honestly, now all of a sudden, what I did today with the offense, I had the offense take out last year's 12th practice. It was a scrimmage in the stadium, just like it's going to be for us this Saturday, our 12th practice. And I watched the whole thing. And I went in with the offense and said, I want you to watch this. And our offensive line was really impressive. You know, it was Dylan Farrell, it was Daryl Johnson. It was just watching the scrimmage. It was impressive. And I said, now put on our offensive line right now, like from last Saturday, and just look at it. And there's no question there's a drop-off. There really is. You know, we lost two, over the last 2 years, we've lost Corian Chambers, Dylan Farrell, and Daryl Johnson. We lost three really good, big, athletic offensive linemen. And we've yet to really fill that void, to be quite honest. You know, we've got some young guys that are working. They're not as big as those guys, and they're not as experienced as those guys. So I think, you know, Jason continues to do an unbelievable job, but let's realize his biggest challenge may be right now. You know, we've lost some good linemen, and it's not a given that we're just going to go out there and run the ball. And that's right now, you know, honestly, a bit of a concern. You know, it's something we don't talk about much because there's so much focus on the defense, as there should be. But let's not sugarcoat it. You know, Utah State stoned us on defense last year everybody as much as their offense did. Fresno State flat stoned us with their defense as much as their offense did. You know, you look down that schedule, you know, we got a big challenge still in this offensive line. That's being as honest as I can be about it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, man.
Appreciate it.